Welcome to the channel, everybody. My name is Ryan, and this is Unreal World, and I'm glad you are joining me today for the second episode in our Runaway Slave series. Here we are. This is the man himself, the gentleman who ran away, as they say. So we got really lucky in that first episode. If you guys missed it, check the playlist in the description below. That'll help you get caught up. But we had a really easy time of it, at least getting away from our captors. But now that we're away, we have to figure out a way to survive in the harsh wilderness. And although it looks nice and green right now, we are at the beginning of winter, so we're about to experience some very cold temperatures. And sadly, this gentleman's not wearing a whole lot. He's only got four things, so we're basically rushing right now, rushing around, trying to plant as many traps and stuff as I can close by, because once the temperature really starts to drop, we're going to be limited to like our shelter basically. So we're not going to be able to leave for more than an hour or two without like really risking frostbite and stuff. So I'm thinking the strategy, like I said, right now is to build a few traps and things like that. But I also would like to maybe venture out a little bit more. This is us right here. You can see the yellow square is actually the original village that we were enslaved at. So I think I've made it a goal to, one of our long-term goals is we're going to come back to this village one day and pay them back for enslaving us. But anyway, let's not get caught up in that. So what I'd like to do is focus on some of the area immediately surrounding our shack here, our shelter, because I'd like to maybe set up another shelter nearby. If we zoom out here, in this kind of flat area where we'll be doing most of our hunting for the winter, because having multiple shelters will allow me to move, in one direction, maybe hopefully get lucky and encounter some wildlife, but I don't always have to just turn right back around. I can just go straight to a new shelter. Hopefully there'll be some traps set at that place. So basically it's just increasing our chances of survival. So what we'll do in order to get prepared is I'm going to grab some branches. Look at this bird flying around. Why don't you go fly into one of our traps, Mr. Bird? But we also need to spend a little time foraging up some of these berries before they go bad too, because they won't last through the winter. But that's a lower priority, to be honest. It's not a huge priority for me. So I just cut down that tree by accident. I meant to just get the branches and I forgot, but that's okay. I can grab some from right here. So I need these spruce branches specifically because that's one of the components for a shelter. There we go. Okay, so we are tired but rather warm. So temperature is the big factor right now. That's what I'm really keeping my eye on. So it's early evening. I think we can risk it. I'm going to go ahead and we'll make a little trip up north, like I say, not too far. Okay, about right here is probably good. So let's zoom in. Can't be too far. This area is okay. It's kind of, there's a lot of water here, but I'm okay with that. That's not the end of the world. And having this tree next door to us is very important. Okay, so let's go ahead and set up the shelter right here. I've got everything I need on my person. I made sure to bring it. Boom. And because my gentleman here is he's an expert builder, didn't take him long at all. I made sure to make that one of his best skills. Oh, crap. Almost fell into the ice there. Just want to get some drinks here before bed. Also, there are a few berries here, but we're getting chilly. Okay, so what we need to do now is drop the rest of our wood. I've got 9 spruce trunks and I've got 9 spruce twigs and 1 slender trunk. So that should get us a nice size fire. Probably won't last through the night though. So what I'm going to do is spend a little bit of time just warming up for a second. And what I'm currently doing is pulling more branches off this tree that's next to us. Now I'm going to push those all into the fire. Alright, now let's try and go to sleep here. Oh, I didn't get a drink, did I? I literally cracked open that ice, but I did not take a drink. There we go. Alright, time to sleep. Okay, good. Now the good thing about starving, it's good and bad, is that it will interrupt your sleep. You won't be able to get a full night's rest, in other words, but oh no! Oh crap. Oh wow, I didn't see this water here. Whoopsie. So we're literally almost freezing to death now, but that's okay. We can just warm up real quick. So back to the sleeping. I can't sleep straight through because we're starving, but that gives me an opportunity to wake up and go get some more firewood essentially, you know, because if we let that fire burn out, we're not going to be getting much rest anyway. All right, there we go. Beautiful. Grab those. Take those back because these burn the best. The slender trunks, if you don't have a big axe, to chop up actual firewood, these are the best option. All right, we'll drop those, and I'm going to push one of them into the fire, and let's go back to bed. All right, now I'm going to try and just sleep straight through. There we go. Okay, so the fire went out, but that's okay. Let's push the trunks over there. I like to get myself set up for a fire, especially when it's getting close to winter like this. Always be prepared. Always have some firewood ready to go. So if you do come to the shelter and you're like freezing to death, all you have to do is just light it up. Oh boy, here we go, guys. So I've just been roaming around collecting firewood, checking traps, and we finally got lucky. So here we go. This is our first animal that we've got. Of course, it doesn't guarantee success, but hey, we're obviously gonna take advantage of it. Okay, so we can grab it now. We've still got cloudberries there, so I'll go ahead and reset the trap. Beautiful. As I said, the traps, they don't have to be spread out real far. Just keep them close where it's nice and easy to look at them and just get in and out. So that was real close to our main shelter. So we'll stop in right here. Look, I think there's a bird in the southern one too. And there's something there. I don't know what it is. It might be a snake. Actually, I think it's a bird. Okay, it's a bird. All right, so we've got two now. See, this is what I'm telling you. You set up a nice amount of traps. The birds, especially, are pretty easy prey. Skull, there you go. But they don't have a lot of meat on them, so it's not super sustainable. It's good to get you up off your feet, but kind of fight off starvation for a little while, but not permanent. All right. It'll help us like get going enough so we can start to build bigger traps. In other words, okay, so I'll zoom back in here actually. We've got ourselves a couple of birds to take care of. Let's go ahead and break the water. I'm going to drop both of them. We got a black and a willow grouse. Very cool. One of them's 2.5 pounds. All right, let's skin them both real quick. Of course, we must get the leather here. Very important. Okay, now we'll butcher. My guy's tired and stuff, but I don't care. Um, I've got 3 long sticks on this fire, and that's kind of a little bit much just for cooking. So I'm going to push these back so we save those for tonight when it's really cold. And this fire right here can just be for cooking. So it's a very small fire. So let's get that started. There we go. Now we will roast up these black grouse cuts right away. Okay. Yeah, we only got one willow grouse. They're small birds, like I said. Let's see, repeat. And the cut. Now the fat, I would love to eat it, but we need that fat just for the skins themselves. I guess I could preserve these for a later time, like next summer, you know what I'm saying? But we might end up needing some of the leather. So if it gets really desperate, I will eat the fat and just preserve these for like in the summer we can get some bark off the trees. But right now, we might, like I said, have use for some of this leather. Okay, so the fire's out. That means our food is done. I'm going to save it. I'm going to use the strategy of just eating before bed. So, because we don't have enough to cure starvation by any means. Okay, well, both the skins are being prepared, so they're laying on the ground. We'll get those in the morning. I just got a notification that my hand feels cold, so that means it's this onset of frostbite. But so far, we're okay. No wounds yet. We just got to really watch that because we don't have any gloves on. That's a big problem. If we get an animal with fur, if I get like a rabbit or a squirrel, a couple of those, the first thing we're going to make are some mittens. But right now we're stuck without them. So like I said, we really are tied to the fireplace. But okay, it's time for bed. So that means we get to eat. First time we eat in a long time. So I'm going to grab this roasted willow cut. Okay. Boom. So that brought me like got rid of half my hunger. But instead of eating the rest of the meat, I'm going to go ahead and just fill up on berries. Okay, because that'll help us a little bit. Now we can get through the night. We'll be able to just sleep straight through. Boom, look at that. Nice. So, it was our first good night's rest in a long time. And of course, we're very hungry, but we're going to wait. We're going to hold the roasted meat until tonight again. All right, so let's go. Let's pick these things up here and finish off the tanning job. And okay, so these are going to have a couple more hours before they're ready, but it's still pretty dark outside. I was going to say we could go check our traps. Actually, I think we can. Yeah, it's light enough that I can see the traps. So let's head to this one, this location right here. Nothing yet, nothing yet. I'm desperate to find some more big stones. I've been actually kind of going around looking for lakes and stuff because usually you can find plenty of stones around the lakes. I haven't found any bodies of water, so I'm literally just going to walk through the forest for a little while early in the morning here. I might also get some more of these pulled up. We'll get the spruce samplings for cordage, but I'm basically looking for stones. We need these for traps and stuff, so it'll be easier if I zoom out and we'll see. Oh man, they're so scarce. It's hard to find them when they're in the forest like this. But I'm going to keep looking. Oh, okay, now here we go. Here's a nice little lake right here. This is pretty perfect, in fact. I think we'll set up another shelter at this location. Oh yeah, let's look around here. First, let me grab a drink of water here. We still don't have a bowl or anything. I haven't been doing much crafting, just some cordage here and there, but let's go into stealth mode so we can practice. This is looking good. Oh, there's, see, right away. I see a large stone immediately. So this is one of the reasons why I like the lakes. Let's grab those. If we check around the perimeter of this lake, we'd probably find some more. But anyway, let's focus on a shelter. I think I'd like to do it right here, not next to the lake's edge exactly, but close by, like right here is pretty perfect. Actually, probably next to this thing is better. Okay, so, hold on, let me think about that. Let's move around just a little bit more. Okay, this is an interesting area. This would be a nice spot for an actual cabin. I don't think I'm going to build in this location because we're literally like inside of another city's or culture's like boundaries or whatever, but we're trying to avoid that, you know. This is an antisocial playthrough, very hermit-like, you know. This kid was scarred. He was a slave, so he doesn't like being around people. All right, so what I'm kind of looking for here is a little lake in the middle, kind of like this one here. Ooh, okay. But I want to be able to place, perfect. This is it. Okay, so we've got a log here. We're going to grab this, move this back over here. Beautiful. We'll put it about right here. There we go. And we will build the shelter at this location right next to the water and the tree. But it's also in a position where I can surround it with bird traps and stuff, you know. So we'll grab some branches. Now let's take this baby down. Good, because we're going to need those slender trunks. Awesome. Oh, I got too much stuff on me. I've got too many stones and rocks. Let's drop those for a second, just for a moment. Okay, so we'll put the shelter right here. Boop, boop, boop. There we go. Oh no, my hands feel cold. Okay, we need to start a fire immediately. Otherwise, I might get frostbite here. Let's drop this. Yeah, I wasn't thinking about that. I mentioned it, but then I totally slipped my mind. Okay, so now we can warm up a little bit here. That's fine. Let's drop. Actually, I'm going to keep those because we'll make some traps right here out of these slender trunks. But while I stand here and warm up, I will just get more branches off the tree. This is why I always make my shelter next to a tree, whether it's a small or a large one, doesn't matter, because you can basically get infinite branches off of the tree, and it's a good activity to do while you're just trying to kill some time and warm up. All right, so let's grab our stones again, and let me see here. Let me think. So I definitely need a couple of traps in this location. Oops, that's not what I want to do. Let's check here. Okay, I've got 3 stones and 2 slender trunks. That's a good start. We'll just start with a couple of traps to the north and south. So, of course, I like to come out to the edge of my shelter, to the edge of my visual range, you know, within sight of my shelter like that. So let's put some bait on it. Boom. Okay. Then we come back, like I showed you before, we can see, just barely see the trap right at the edge there. So it gives us maximum distance while still maintaining some visibility with the trap itself. Alright, so let's move, put one down here too. Good. And we'll call it a night after this. Yeah, we'll sleep at our new location. I also need to mark it with an X, just because I like to do that. It makes it easier to see it. Alright, boom. This is camp. Camp 4. Boom. Okay, so you can see we've got 4 total shelters up now, which is pretty good. This will help us in the winter for sure. Okay, it is morning. The fire's burnt out, but we're still nice and warm. It is very small hours though, so we might need to get another one going. Push some branches and stuff onto it. Just get ready. But I was woken during the night hearing some rustling. Now, doesn't look like anything set off our traps though, so alright, no problem. Let's see if we can move on the world map. I have to be careful here. If it's super, super cold, then moving on the world map like this is going to drop your temperature like really, really quickly. But we're okay. Looks like things aren't too chilly out here, so let's check our other shelter. See what kind of traps, if our traps have caught anything. Not yet. No, still empty here. I might zoom into this location because we got a bunch of berries here. Yeah, let's grab these before they go bad. I'm down to one single piece of meat, so having a nice pocket full of berries won't be a bad thing. This will pass some time too until it gets more daylight and we can maybe do some hunting. I'd love to get a reindeer or, God, an elk would be amazing. Alright, it's now early morning. Okay, that's good. Let's head back to our main shelter. I like to always exit the map when I'm standing in my shelter like that. Okay, and let's head to the south, just down here. Boom. Alright. How are we looking? Okay, we've got a couple of pieces of leather here. These need to be taken care of. Real quick, I'm going to just process them real fast. Doesn't take long. And then we might do a little hunting. Okay, here we go. I have dropped most of my gear, except for some rocks and my hunting knife. And it is time to look around here. I've got to really watch my temperature. That's my number one thing that I'm looking at, is our warmth. And we can't go too far from this little area here where we've got our shelter set up. But, you know, this is what it's all about. Once you get yourself established in an area, you just got to try and keep covering the same ground, hoping you come across something. You know, down here is actually probably a sweet spot for another shelter. Let's see, yeah. Oh, definitely. There's a village nearby, but of course, I'm not going to go to them unless it's life or death. We're not... Oh, wow, there's a whole lot of area down here. Yeah, we need another shelter right here. This is a beautiful location. Okay, so we're weary. It's way too risky to just try and sleep out here in the open. We could end up freezing to death and not being able to get back to a shelter. So I'm going to go ahead and try and get this done real quick. Let's see, I need some... No, I have spruce branches. No, I didn't. I got rid of them. Darn it. I thought I had them. I didn't come prepared this time, but that's okay. We'll manage. I wouldn't be trying this if I didn't know for a fact how good of a builder he is. I mean, that's his best skill, literally. So he should be able to slap together a nice little shelter real quick. There we go. Yeah, he's fine. Oh, he's ready to drop. So what I'm going to do then, because he didn't finish it, I'm going to drop this stuff. We'll sit like in the partial, we'll just lay here in like the partially constructed shelter, and we'll build a fire. So we stay nice and warm. Okay. Now we'll try and get a little bit of sleep. I'm not even going to eat. We'll just get a little bit of rest. Perfect. Okay, now I'm going to stand him up and make him finish the shelter before he sleeps anymore. Boom. Okay, now we're good. So we can... He's extremely tired and sweaty. I'm just worried. I was going to go get some more firewood, but I think he's okay. Let's go ahead and eat and go to bed. All right, here we go. Nice, 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 nice. Didn't need the fire all night, but I tell you what, as the winter approaches, it gets closer and closer. That little moves like that are going to risk absolute disaster. Okay, this is a good spot. I'm just going to go ahead and jump out of it, though. Oh, you know what? Hold on. I need a drink. But I want to keep hunting. In other words, I want to find a reindeer or something, some large game. So I don't want to spend too much time around here, like just chopping down firewood and stuff. Oh, you know another thing I forgot? Let's mark it on the map, of course. That's camp number 5. Oh man, oh man. Well, I'm really pushing my luck out here, but having up all these shelters really is making a big difference. Being able to just go from one shelter to another, checking our traps and stuff. So far, no luck. Just those 2 birds we've earlier found, but nothing else. I'm starting to collect some more stones here so we can place some traps in this location. We are cold though, so I'm gonna lay back down by the fire here. Oh, look at this, starting to snow. Damn. All right, we've got 2 traps here, so I'm gonna lay a couple more at the east and west location here, because this is a spot where I have seen some birds, so it's worth doing. It's worth doing at each of our shelter locations, to be honest. There we go, very good. And we'll come over here to the east, do the same thing. There we go. I'm not even... oh, I'm out of branches. Damn it. I'm not even worried about baiting them at this point either. It's just I need all the berries and food I can get for myself, you know? There we go. All right, because they can still get lucky, even with no bait in them. That's for sure. There we go. So we can't see them because it's still limited visibility, but we're going to sleep a little bit more. All right, there we go. That looks better. And let's hop out of here and keep looking around. Like I said, just go from shelter to shelter. So far, I haven't seen a single large animal other than I think I saw a deer over by that village. Oh, there's a hare here. Yes. There it is. See it? Right there. You know what that means? It's probably going to run into our trap eventually. I'm not going to chase it. I'm going to have confidence that the traps will do the work they need to do. Let's see. All right, nothing here. I was just coming by here just to check, you know. But that's awesome. Yeah, no, I did see some deer down by the village, but they were in the deep forest, so it was like impossible to hunt those. All right, let's go in here. Now, I don't think this location has any traps at all, so I should definitely set that up. Let's see, how much... I've got 3 stones. All right, yeah, I need some slender trunks, but... Oh, wait, I have 2 of those. Yeah, all right, I'm going to go ahead and set up some traps here as well. Oh, man. Well, it's always nice when you're setting up bird traps and you get interrupted by birds showing up. There we go. See, this is the location. There's tons of berries all around here. But I'm already getting cool, so it's time to duck back into the shelter. Start ourselves a nice little fire. Doing 1 slender trunk and 4 branches. That's like pretty minimal in terms of how much wood you need just to get warmed, you know? So if I can get that started, there we go. So you can see it's a big enough fire that it'll last for a little while. Oh, I need some water. Hold on. Let's take a drink. There we go. So it's afternoon. I am going to take a little nap. There we go. That just woke us. That just warmed us up really nicely. So, of course, it's dark now. So let's do a little bit of traveling. Watching that temperature, making sure it doesn't drop too quick. We encountered a bird. Yeah, let's take a look. It's very dark. Oh my god, it's super close to me. So it's right there in front of me. I do have a rock in my hand, so I'm going to take a shot at this baby. It's probably going to miss, but we'll give it a go. Oh. You execute a steady throw, black grouse flees, flies up into the air. No worries, no worries. It was worth a shot. There we go. Oh, the animal is still here. I don't know where he's at, but he's still running around this area. Like I said, that's good. It does make it more likely he'll run into one of our traps, man. That would be great. That would be our first piece of fur. And although it's a single rabbit and it's probably not going to be enough to like make anything, it'll be a start. Okay, well, I decided to pop over to this location here, build that last trap, but it looks like we've got ourselves a bird down here. So that's awesome. Here we go. And of course, this is a trap that did not have any bait in it. And like I said, they can be just as successful. right, let's crush its skull. There we go. We've got it. And of course, I'm definitely going to be resetting that trap. Boom. Man, it is snowing and raining constantly. It doesn't know what it wants to do right now. All right, so we got to stand by our little shelter here. You know, come to think of it, I don't think I'm going to process this bird here because I don't have a log to finish it on. So I'm just going to take it with me. Yeah, let's just go. I was going to build another trap here, but let's continue. We'll check a couple of... Oh, we're getting cool. All right, got to watch that temperature. I'm just going to head home. Yep, we're chilly. Yep. All right, let's check the traps here. Nothing. Okay, no rabbit yet, sadly, but hopefully he'll pop up. Now, we do have a little bit of time to process this bird, but first things first, let's get a fire started. Not going to do anything anymore, basically, without a fire going next to us. There we go. One day, we'll kill enough birds to make, like, some leather boots or something, or some leather pants. But for right now, this is what we've got. So let's drop that bird. It's only 0.7 pounds, dude. That's like a hummingbird. Jesus. Okay, well, we've got ourselves one roasted hazel cut, but as I mentioned, we're going to be saving that. That's our strategy. Only eat before bed. All right. Traps here are still empty, but we're nice and warm. So while that skin is just laying there, we're going to go ahead and check our other shelters. Oh, there's some traps right here, too. Anything? Nah, nothing yet. Keep looking. Can't always get lucky. The goal would be to... Oh, look at this. Temperature's dropping quick. The goal would be to find enough stones to possibly set up a large deadfall trap, too. So nothing here. But if we come up north, see the reason I settled in this location. Oh, there's very fresh hazel grouse tracks here. But there should be some good stones around these little lakes. Yeah, boom. See, here we go. I'm telling you, find these lakes and just walk around the shore. You will pick up big stones. If you can't find mountains, of course, mountains and hills are always the best option. But yeah, look, here's another one. You know, just roaming through the woods is probably your worst option, other than like pine bogs, which have almost no stones. But yeah, these lakesides, I guess they wash up over time. The rocks and stones wash up. Look at this. There's like 3 of them. All right, so essentially what we need, if we look at our traps here, so the big deadfall trap, that requires 8 slender trunks, which is easy to get, 1 branch, easy, tying equipment we have, 10 stones. That's really the harder part. We've got 3 more to collect, and we could actually think about setting one of those up somewhere. Now the thing with them is, of course it's best to set them up in a location where you've actually seen larger game before. You know, if I just place it randomly like I do my bird traps, it's not likely to hit, you know, because the birds are all over the place. Birds are everywhere, but larger animals necessarily are not. Let's see. Double check. Okay. So our warmth is good. So in other words, I don't know where to place this. Let's see here. We've got another shelter right there. Stop in here real quick. It's too dark to see our traps. So let's move down. In my mind, if I don't know where to place it, then it's probably best just to set it here near my main shelter, like on the edge, like I do with the birds. Like I say, it's random and it's unlikely to hit, but it's still the best option because this is where we're going to spend the most time and stuff. So let's wait till the morning. We're going to eat that one piece of meat we have and then fill up on some berries and go to bed. Whoopsie. There we go. Ah, yes. Nice. And it's still late, so I'll kill a little bit of time here until it gets light out. Okay, well, the hazel grouse leather is done. That's our 3rd piece of leather now. So we've got 2, 4, 6, 7.7 pounds of leather. Very, very little, but it's better than nothing. So, like I said, this will probably be the location we set up our big trap. I can always move it, take it down and move it if I do see animals somewhere else. But let's put it at, instead of going northwest, east, or south, we'll put it at one of we'll put it up here in this corner. So first things first, what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop the stones. Oh, I'm short 1 stone. I'm going to drop those, and obviously need 1 more. But now I'm going to go cut down the slender trunks here. What did it say? 8 of those we need. So there's 3. A few more. There's 5. Perfect. So pick some of these up and I'll move the rest. Now I've got to go get one more stone, obviously, and then we'll be ready. Okay, I just went and grabbed it right out of the forest, and here you go. You can see it's in a pretty good spot just because we can see it from our shelter, so this is perfect. Okay, so let's go. We should have everything we need for a big deadfall trap. And the last thing it asked me for is the 4 foot of tying cord, which I've got right there. There we go. It done. So I'm going to bait it because this is a big trap. I'll put a couple of pieces of berries or a couple of handfuls in there. There we go. So we now have the large deadfall trap capable of stopping things like coyote or wolves, I mean. You probably won't see any elk or large reindeer get caught in those, but I've seen some stuff. I've seen some larger animals, maybe. Hopefully, we'll see how it goes. Anyway, guys, that's going to do it for this episode. It's been a struggle so far, but just as we expected. The winter has not even set in yet, though, so I hope you guys will tune in for the next episode and see how far we can get this. Hit that like and subscribe for me, guys, and I will see you on the next one.